So today I am trying something new. I saw a combination of a vegetable saute and I thought it'd be really good with some chicken and maybe some flavor. So I'm going to try that recipe today in front of you guys, and we'll give you feedback to see if it's worth you trying if you're interested. But it is chicken and vegetables, but right now I'm just going to marinate the chicken. I like to marinate my chicken. I don't really just like plain pepper, salt chicken. So I kind of have a weird thing with marinating. I love to do it. And for Christmas, I got a jalapeno infused balsamic, and I really kind of thought it might be really good with this recipe, so I guess we'll find out. This is my first time using it. It smells like jalapenos. Hopefully it's not too hot. I like spice, Royce not so much. So I'll be using that. Then I'll be using a 3 onion rub from Pampered Chef. Coarse ground black pepper, you can't go wrong with pepper on anything, and a garlic and herb Pampered Chef rub. So pretty much I usually just sprinkle a little bit of each on each chicken breast. Okay, I'll make sure it gets rubbed in there. Okay, and then I'm going to just take this jalapeno infused balsamic and drizzle it over each one. And again, I'm going to rub that in there so the flavor really can soak in. And then actually I'm going to go ahead and flip each one over and do it all over again, because I like to make sure both sides are nicely seasoned and flavored. Okay, pour a little bit more of this on. Ooh. I'll probably go ahead and put those back over. I'm gonna wash my hands. Putting the marinade on and putting the herbs and pepper on. And this, what it's in is actually a Tupperware marinade container. So I will stick that in the fridge for the next couple hours, flip it halfway in between, and catch up with you when it's done. So, plans changed last night. Instead of making the chicken, we ended up going over to Royce's mom's house. She made him something he was been wanting for a while, so we did that. So now the chicken's been marinating for like 20 hours, so it should be really flavorful. So I'm going to cook it, and I'm going to cook it in 2 tablespoons of white cooking wine, or white wine if you prefer. Actually, I'm going to add a tablespoon because I added some chicken to it. And then 2 teaspoons of olive oil. I'm going to heat that up over medium heat, and my stove is special, so I have to light it with a lighter. over medium heat. Heat up that oil and white wine. And you will take the chicken. Which smells delicious. And you're going to cook that for about 6 to 7 minutes on each side. So cook that to about 6 to 7 minutes on each side, and then we'll move to the vegetables. And actually, while we do that, just a second. While this is cooking, I am going to while this is cooking, I am going to toss the vegetables that we have over here. I have cubed sweet potatoes and diced zucchini and squash. It's kind of choose how much you want, because I just guessed. I don't have any measurements for this recipe. There's about 2 zucchinis and 2 squashes, and then 1 pretty large sweet potato that I have here. I'm spraying olive oil on them. And I'm going to put some onion powder, and garlic powder, and some pepper, just so they can have some flavor. When you eat them, they'll have a little bit of flavor that matches the chicken. I'll mix that up, and the oil is helping the seasoning stick to the vegetables. And now we just have to wait for the chicken to be done cooking, and we'll go to the next step. So you want the chicken to be like a golden brown before you take it off. So we're going to go ahead and take it off. Okay, so you will take the chicken off at this point. It shouldn't be completely done cooking. We will put it back on later to let it finish out cooking. So you'll take that off. You'll set that aside. And then usually saute the vegetables in the drippings, but I did not. I kind of used up most of mine, so I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil, some white wine, just to have something to saute in. I'm going to start with the onions. Pretty hot. Should be on a low to medium heat right now. So are those, since they have sauteed now for maybe about a minute, I'm going to add the sweet potatoes because they are pretty hard and sturdy, so we want to get them to cook down before we put the zucchini and squash, which is a softer vegetable. Oops. And this is probably going to take a couple of minutes to get the sweet potato to be softened. Okay, now that it has sat for a couple minutes, it's not going to be completely soft. This next step will hopefully soften it. I'm going to take half a cup, might add a little bit more, we'll see, of white wine. I turned down the heat to low. Yeah, I'm going to add a little bit more. Probably another quarter cup of white wine. Yeah, do another quarter cup. So this is a total of 1 cup of white cooking wine. Go ahead and mix that. And now we are going to let this sit for about 7 or 8 minutes before we add the zucchini and squash. Okay, so I'm going to check these. It's been about 10 minutes. I checked them about halfway through and I didn't think it'd get to the point. So let's see. So right now they are easy to poke through, but they don't slide off, so that's about probably where we want them. So now we will add the zucchini and squash. Mix it in there. And I'm probably going to go ahead and drizzle just a little bit of the jalapeno infused balsamic. Ooh. I'm going to go ahead and include some jalapeno infused balsamic, just a drizzle. Since the chicken has so much of this flavor, I don't want to overpower in case it is by chance hot. Shouldn't be too hot, but just in case, I want the flavor to be in the vegetables, but I don't want it to be overpowering either. Okay, so now I'm probably going to cover that for about, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes. Get that to cook. And then we'll add the chicken. Alright, so that's been sitting for about 5 minutes. I'm going to take the lid off and stir it. And now we are going to stick the chicken back in there. It's okay if it gets covered by the vegetables. And I am actually going to put a meat thermometer in there just so I can tell the chicken's done. So I'm going to pick the biggest one. Set my thermometer. And push that down. And you're going to cover it back up and let it cook for, I don't know, maybe about, well, I guess until this is done. I'll let you know how long that takes. Okay, so this piece of chicken is done now. Oh, I guess I don't need to take it out. So I'm gonna go and put all these back in till we're ready to eat. Shut off all the heat. Just let it sit in the vegetables. And we'll see how it turned out. But there is a chicken vegetable saute. And that's what it looks like from the top view. Hopefully it's good. I'll let you guys know. So Royce and I both really enjoyed this meal. I thought the sweet potatoes were a nice touch. I was a little weary because I never had sweet potatoes that were sauteed, but it was really good. Royce was a little weary about the jalapeno infused balsamic, but mainly because it smelled really hot, and it did through the very end. It smelled like it was going to be pretty hot, but we had it and there was hardly any heat, if at all. I didn't think there was any. So if you were turned off by this recipe because it had jalapenos flavoring in it, I still suggest that you try it because I didn't think there was a ton of heat. It just added a really good flavor. The chicken was super moist, and that had a lot to do with how long it marinated, but don't feel like you have to marinate it for 20 hours. I would suggest doing it for a little bit, but if you don't have time, then don't worry about it. It could be a quick 20-30 minute meal if you don't want to marinate it beforehand. But if you do try it, please let me know what you think about it. I would love to hear your results. If you have any questions, let me know. I can help you out. And if you have any recipes you want me to try, give them to me below or message me on Instagram, and I will try to get some of those. Royce and I both really love new recipes, so shoot us some new ones, and you could be featured on one of these videos, your recipe anyway. So if you want to subscribe, you can get more videos like this with some more recipes and cooking tips, or you can see your recipe on it. So subscribe and follow me on Instagram. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy this meal.